Hello there, this is Benjamin Anderson, and welcome to the Anderson System. And today I want to talk to you guys about the main alter roles. In most DID systems, alters have different roles that they play within the system. Now, alter roles are used to make sure that there's less chaos within the system because, that's how I got the name Dissociative Identity Disorder. That means that something is disordered or something's not running properly. And so having alter roles really just help out the system run much smoother and much more better. And so today I want to talk to you about the main types of alter roles. The first one would be called gatekeeper. What is a gatekeeper? Well, me, Benjamin Anderson, I am an alter in the system as well, but I'm right now the main fronter in the system. And so a gatekeeper basically is someone that protects the system against any unauthorized entry, you can say, within the system. Because as a system, you were born in trauma. You were born in a very harsh environment. And so since you were born in trauma in a very harsh environment, sometimes it's hard to trust people. Sometimes it's hard to see if you can open yourself up and trust another person. And so what a gatekeeper does is basically, our job is making sure that if there be maybe someone that we don't necessarily trust, or someone that we don't actually think is good for the system to be around. And so some people can use it as intuition or maybe some sort of sixth sense. But basically, we can sense when someone is, not good for the system. And so being a gatekeeper, you have to be an extreme empath. And so we are very empathetic. And so we can feel energy. In me in particular, me, I can feel energy. I can feel when it's someone that we should not be around, where if we're around a certain individual, I'll say to the other system mates, or whoever's fronting, that it's time to go, that we should close up the conversation and leave because I feel that person could be a danger to the system. And most of 9 out of 10 times, the gatekeepers can be right about that danger. Whether it's not, it doesn't have to be a physical danger. It can be an emotional danger. It can be a mental danger. It can just be energy in general, that we can feel the energy is kind of toxic. And so if we feel toxic energy, my job is to tell the other people in the system, hey, let's pack up our bags and let's get the hell out of here. And so that's what I do in the system is basically gatekeep. Then making sure that we protect the system. And also part of gatekeeping too is also seeing who is going to be fronting. And basically, I'm making sure that we have the right alter to do the right type of job. Like if we're going to a job interview, we use an alter in our system called Ryan. Ryan is great at job interviews. We have used Ryan so many times in job interviews. And that's the only time that Ryan actually only fronts in our system is during like jobs, whether it's going to a job or taking a job interview. Anything that has to do with occupation, Ryan is the one that we go to. When it comes to like animals and just like enjoying nature and even skateboarding and just outside activity, it will be Jacob. That's what Jacob does. Jacob's a more outside kind of guy. He kind of makes sure that everything's going right and smoothly when it comes to outside activity. So that's mostly a Jacob thing, and Jacob will do that. And so that's how it works with that. And other system mates do other things as well. Like Rachel, who's our main trauma holder, her job is to make sure that she keeps the memories safe from the others in the system. Because each system mate has different levels of clearance, you can say, or different levels of classification when it comes to memories. Like not everyone's going to get the classified information, if you will. Some stuff is top secret, some stuff is beyond top secret. And so Rachel, she has all the keys to most of the most damaging memories. I have a low level clearance when it comes to memories. And so my memories are not as high level as Rachel's is. But yes, since we talk about Rachel, we'll talk about a person that Rachel does. Rachel is basically our trauma holder. Trauma holder is another alter position that you have, another alter role. And so to be a trauma holder means that you hold all the memories for the deeper memories. You'll hold all the memories of everyone in the system, because different system mates can have different memories. But Rachel in our system, particularly in how we work, she holds the most intense, and most of them has to do with sexual violence and things that can be very intense when it comes to child abuse. She tends to have those memories more than anyone else in the system. And so she has a tough job. I'd never want to be in Rachel's position where I have those type of memories. And there's other stuff that, and she hasn't really given me details of how that happened to us when we were little. She doesn't really elaborate on how it occurred. We know the individual that did it, and that person is dead. But she doesn't get into any details of the mechanics of it, because I really don't give a shit. I really don't want to know the mechanics of that. And so Rachel holds that, and that's a pretty deep thing. And so she's our trauma holder. So that's what Rachel does. Now another alter role is called a protector. What is a protector? A protector kind of does like a gatekeeper thing in a way, but protectors they tend to be more on the kind of like a guard dog in a way. They make sure that no one at all hurts or hurts the system. And like the gatekeeper, we can do both protecting and alter fronting management. But gatekeepers just tend just to do gatekeeping alone, where their job is basically to be on security details. And so I guess the best way to describe a gatekeeper would be kind of like the Secret Service. You know, how the Secret Service will protect the president, that anyone gets near the president, they will deal with them. And if anyone tries to shoot the president, they will jump in front of the bullet. So that's kind of what a protector would do. A protector will jump in front of the bullet to protect the system. And they can be really intense. That'll be a word. They can be very harsh sometimes. They can be very pushy. They can be very non-approachable. It depends on how the gatekeeper perceives any kind of threat that may happen in the future, and how they perceive that threat. And so gatekeepers can be very intense, and they can be very kind and warm and loving and caring as well. One of our gatekeepers in our system her name is Nicole. And so Nicole's one of our gatekeepers. And so Nicole, she's amazing. She's loving and caring. But at the same time, she can be a bulldog, and she can rip you a new asshole if she needs to. And so she can be very, very intense as well. And so some alters can have what I call dual citizenship, I guess you can say, or dual positions within our system. And so Nicole is both our gatekeeper and our caretaker. And so we're going to talk about caretaking. Caretaking is a very, very, very beautiful position in our system. Basically, caretakers, they take care of the littles in our system. Now, littles are basically alters or parts that have not grown up yet, because they're kind of like frozen in time because of the abuse. And so we have littles. We have one little in our system called Matthew. And I'm pretty sure we have others, but we have not discovered that yet. We actually are working with our therapist with that. But Matthew's one of our littles. And so Nicole will take care of Matthew and help him out and help him just feel safe. Because, and again, Nicole, she's a dual citizenship. She has both a protector / caretaker. And so she's able to protect Matthew and also protect the system as well. So she's kind of doing both things at the same time. And so, yes, being a caretaker is very good. Not only does they caretake littles, but they can caretake the whole system, making sure that the body's being fed, making sure that the body gets exercise, making sure basically that the system itself is healthy, that the system itself is doing is okay. And so that's what basically what a caretaker does. The next position will be a prosecutor. Now, people talk about prosecutors, and the name sounds like what it sounds like. They prosecute. And sometimes the person they prosecute is the host, or sometimes other system mates. And so they can be the most harshest of all of the alters. Prosecutors can definitely say mean things and do mean shit. They can definitely they can be very hard people to deal with. And so our main prosecutor, his name is Kevin. Kevin's our prosecutor. And so he has actually tempered down a little bit. Before he was basically an asshole. That I'm just being honest with you. He was an asshole. He was not really fun to be around. It's not really fun to approach and actually have a conversation with, because he was not a nice guy. And so Kevin was I understand, because he understands, he has a certain level of classification. Remember how I talked about before about classification when it came to Rachel, and how she has different she has like the highest top clearance classification. Well, prosecutors, they have top clearance as well. And so he has a lot of the memories, the deep memories himself. And so since he carries a big shitload as well, he can be an asshole. And so unlike Rachel, where she displays her emotions more in poetry and music and art, Kevin will lash out and it displays emotions in more of a negative way and not a positive way. And that's what right now we're working with our therapist right now, so that we can help that alter express his emotions in a more conducive way, and not a way that can actually bring harm to our body, because our body's married, and so to our spouse, not making her feel bad. And not only that, not making other people feel bad too as well, not attacking them if we feel triggered. And so it's kind of like trying to train the prosecutor to be a good guy. Because I believe the prosecutor can be good. Prosecutors had a lot of bad rap sometimes in the DID community, or the plural community in general. But I believe that prosecutor alters do have a place. Every alter has a position in the system to help out the system, because they were made and created by the mind for a reason. And so our prosecutor Kevin, he can go to town, and he can be pretty intense as well. He can definitely wreck stuff as well. And also we have another position which I call general. Now, general position in our system is alter can basically do whatever job that needs to be done at that point, they can do it. So whether it's to be a captain of a certain function, or whether it's just be a hand help out and to be an assistant in that type of function. And so basically general is basically those alters that have not a cemented position within the system, but they mostly like do general things within the system. And basically almost everyone in the system, at least in our system, does general stuff as well as specific stuff. But some don't do just specific stuff. Some just only general. But there's those of our system that can do both specific and general, if that makes any sense. And so that's what they do. And so anyway, my name is Benjamin Anderson, and thank you very much for listening to our podcast. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell when we upload a new podcast. Thank you.